Hey everybody, Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 94 for award season review season 3. 97 reviews coming at you in 97 days, covering many of the films contending for awards recognition this season. Now, as we wrap up the season, some of the films that I have left are either still in the theaters or streaming, so all information related to critical response, box office, predictions, nods, wins, everything is current within 7 days of recording and posting. And as always, these reviews are spoiler free. Also, make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com, where you can find the ever so important, we're in the time crunch spreadsheet that shows you how to watch these films, track the nods, track the wins, so many more, and also find my short videos on who I think is going to win the prize. So, we are in our last theme week, our 14th, and it is the rest of the best. Now, as I plan the season, I always ensure that I end the last week are definitely films that are Oscar nominated. That's why we're here. So if you were wondering where those last few flicks were, a friend of mine who didn't comment but spoke to me said, "Where's, the Brutalist?" Here it is. So on with the best of the rest. And yes, we're going to get into the somewhat controversial film that is making the Academy consider some of its AI rules. I'm not going to get into that, but that's been another scandal this season. We're talking about A24's The Brutalist, written by Brady Corbet and Mona Fastvold and directed by Corbet. The film was released in late December of 2024. Now, in the roughly 2 months since the film has been in theaters, the film has made $15,152,412 at the domestic box office and an additional $21,476,000 internationally for a worldwide total of $36,628,412. Now, critically, the film is certified fresh on both sides, with a 93% critical rating coming from 307 reviews and a lower but still fresh popcorn meter of 80% from over 1,000 audience reviews. Now, award season wise, the film has had a lot of recognition. So I'm just going to highlight a few. It's currently nominated for 10 Academy Awards: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best Actor for Adrian Brody, Best Supporting Actress for Felicity Jones, Best Supporting Actor for Guy Pearce, Best Score, Best Production Design, Best Cinematography, and Best Editing. It was nominated for all the same categories at the BAFTAs, same Best Editing, and it won 4 of them. Brody won for actor, Corbet won for director, and it also won score and cinematography. It was nominated for all the same categories at the Critics' Choice Awards, except for the Best Supporting Actress, and the sole win was for Brody. Corbet and Brody won director and actor in a drama respectively at the Golden Globes, along with a Best Picture drama win, with nods also at the Globes for Jones, Pierce, the screenplay, and the score, and a SAG nomination for Brody, which was the one upset when Timothée Chalamet won. I haven't talked about a complete unknown. I'm going to close with that one. That's going to be day 97. In addition to that, there were over 300 nods and wins, so this has been a big awards contender. So what is it about? Well, I'm really going to try to break this down because it's the longest film of all the nominees. While a narrative film, it is a historical fiction film as we follow the life of architect Laszlo Toth, played by Brody, who has survived the Buchenwald concentration camp during World War II and, separated from his wife and niece, emigrates to the US to start a better life for them all. Now, he arrives at his cousin's home first, and his cousin Attila, played by Alessandro Nivola, he opens his home, gets Laszlo a job in his furniture store. Through varied events, the arrangement hits some complications, and Laszlo ends up making some unique and potentially damaging life choices, some for the better, some not so much, and ends up working for the rather prosperous Van Buren family, led by Buren family. Wow, I can talk. Led by Harrison Lee Van Buren, played by Guy Pearce, and his 2 twin children, Harry, played by Joe Alwyn, and Maggie, played by Stacey Martin. One of these twins is not like the other. As we follow Laszlo through these ups and downs, we learn that all he wants to do is find a way to bring his wife and niece over to the States. This covers most of part one of the film. Then, after an old school style intermission, and I did appreciate that old school throwback, we now see that the Van Burens, working for them, it has its perks. And through a contact, Laszlo is finally able to bring his wife, Elzbiet, played by Felicity Jones, and his orphan niece, Sophia, to the States from Poland. Both of them also having survived concentration camps. Unlike Laszlo, not saying that Laszlo wasn't worse for wear after surviving, but they have some other circumstances. Erzsébet is wheelchair bound. She suffers now from osteoporosis from a lack of food, and as a result of the camps, and Zofia, from her experiences, is now turned mute. She does not speak. Through this, while trying to put his family back together, Laszlo will have the opportunity to become the architect he once was. But again, this will not be without its challenge, as he and his family try to achieve their American dream and yet in some ways see it fall apart. Little chips away at the dream. So again, that is a probably brief, summary of this epic 3 hour plus film that covers a time frame of over 30 years. Now, in this, Corbet has crafted a variant of the American dream. The one thing that I will say, here's the one thing I'm going to say, because if you saw the line, you know already how many stars I gave it. But if you don't, look, the performances are excellent. Brody, Pierce, and Jones are all well deserving of their nominations and recognitions this season. They go for the walls in everything, especially Pierce, who enjoys some truly entertaining scenery chewing at times and making us love him at times and making us despise him at times. Also, Jones, if you saw my video, I actually think she's the most deserving of the Best Supporting Actress nominees this year. Her performance was one of the strongest over Saldana, over Grande, my opinion. Also, I will say the cinematography on this film is expertly done, and why I believe the film will take the Oscar for cinematography. Lowell Crowley gives us this sweeping American landscape, at times makes it as lush to underline the utopia that these characters are striving for, and yet also giving us the feel of that immigrant experience with some of the more confined city spaces. So we get to see both ends. I mean, the settings are wonderful when we see insides of some of the glorious homes and the building that Laszlo is constructing. I have to say, the production designer, Judy Becker, and set decorator, Patricia Cuccia, look, they understood the assignment when they came into this. But now, all that being said, with, decent performances and good design, I was not really impressed with the film. I felt it was a little too long. Now, I take into account that there is a 15-minute intermission. So it's like watching two shorter films, each one about 95 to 100 minutes roughly. Um, not including the credits. But, was this all necessary? Corbet even said at the Golden Globes, nobody wanted a 3 hour epic. I personally feel that he was correct. While I say that, the extended runtime did allow him to ensure that there were, no significant characters ignored, one wonders if all these characters were truly necessary. While there are some true moments of drama and you are hooked into the story, I found it was difficult to engage the whole time because it wasn't as interesting to hold me some of the B and the C plots. I know I'm in the minority. Look, 90%, but there needs more of a hook for me. Visually, this film is stunning, and it approaches fascinating themes and ideas and shows that even the strongest building can have its cracks. That said, the film is just okay for me. So before I really get into my rating, let's talk about those Oscars. Will it win any of those 10 categories it was nominated for? For technical achievements, I believe that cinematography is a strong chance. I do believe that that is going to be its biggest win. Best actor for Brody are strong chances. Brody has predominantly, led in this category with the awards this season, except for that SAG award. And people are wondering now if Chalamet will pull the upset and break Brody's record for being the youngest best actor, winning the best actor award, being the youngest to win that one. Crowley, I will say again, deserves to be lauded for capturing this epic. Jones, in my opinion, is the strongest of her category. Like I said, she's not going to take it. Now, Corbet, he was a front runner, but was recently eclipsed, and also he wouldn't have been my choice in the group. Pierce is deserving, but no one can touch Kieran Culkin this season. As for the others, look, the film could contend, but I think the only real wins will be for actor and cinematography, if any. Okay, so unpopular opinion, I'm sure. The Brutalist, for me, it's just a 3-star film. Like the last couple I've discussed, it's fine, it's good, it's not great, it's long. However, I can recognize why people are holding it in such high esteem. So, if you haven't seen The Brutalist yet, you have some options. It is still in theaters and it is also available for rental or digital purchase on most platforms. All right, so there we have it. 94 down, only 3 left to go. As always, if you like what you heard here, please click that subscribe button right now before this video ends. Like the video, spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. And again, find lots of great information on my website, cinephilemike.com, and also find lots of great stuff here on the YouTube channel. All right, see everyone tomorrow. But until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.